What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Wu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. It's hot. It is like 91 degrees, and it's only 11 o'clock, and I had to get up here and fix a fascia board that had rotted out and get the gutter rehung because we're supposed to get remnants of the hurricane up here, and they don't want water running into their house. So I had to go ahead and get this thing squared away and so on, and trying to get up here and get out before it gets too hot. But damn, it started out 80 degrees at 8 o'clock. But thank God I'm done. All I got to do is get this piece of flashing off of here, and I'm out of here. So, the daily Dak Prescott saga. Whew. So, we've heard every detail and scenario possible when it comes to Dak Prescott, his contract or lack thereof, and so on. That at some point, one of these is going to be right. We've heard that Cowboys are going to wait till next year to do the deal, if at all. They may just let him walk. That Trey Lance is going to be the starter, and so on. That the Cowboys may be looking to get a long-term deal so that way they can spread it out, and so on. We've heard that Dak was the priority. Now CD's the priority. And I think we're getting to the point of being just fatigued on this. It's like literally like being on a hot roof when it's 90 plus degrees. We're just soaking wet with sweat. You can see I'm wet all the way to this point. This is the dry spot. That's the only dry spot on my right there. And that's how we feel as Cowboy fans. We're soaking wet in the sweat and the muck and the funk of dealing with the Dallas Cowboys and lack thereof of doing any damn thing, especially after saying all in. So now, Ian Rappaport, good old rap sheet, is now saying that the Cowboys Dak Prescott deal may be shorter than what you think, because that way they could get rid of him sooner if they decide to move on, which is a possibility. You could say, let's just do a 2-year extension. We got 4 years voidable, and we could just kind of say, we'll start the process of finding like the Jordan Love or the Aaron Rodgers in the draft. Nothing wrong with that idea. My whole thing about getting rid of Dak is this, and we've seen teams do this before, is there's a succession plan. You don't just go ahead and say, we're going to start over and have nothing to start over with. And from all reports thus far, it sounds like, maybe Trey Lance isn't going to be the one. And if he's not the one, is Cooper Rush the one? Cooper Rush could be like Nick Foles at best, where Nick Foles was a great player to bring in when you needed him for a few games, but his whole career was never good as being a full-time starter. That's when he got exposed. You saw him with the Super Bowl run and winning the Super Bowl. That was great, but then when they made him the starter, he went back to being good old Nick Foles that we know, streaky quarterback. And that may be the case with Cooper Rush, and not to poo-poo Cooper Rush, but the defense truly stepped up when Cooper Rush was playing, because we only averaged 21 points a game. And you're going to need to average a lot more points than that in today's football to be a Super Bowl champion. So the thing is, you need some time to figure out who's going to be the next guy. And with Dak Prescott, the reality is this. You can poo-poo him all you want. The reality is, if you have a Dak Prescott, you got a chance in every game. You got a chance in every game. I can't say that with Cooper Rush. I can't say that with Trey Lance. I can't say that with every quarterback that's out there. And until you have something that you look at and say is viable, like when we had Tony Romo versus Drew Bledsoe, the Cowboys were like, yeah, I think we can turn it over to him. Just don't pull out the anointing oil just yet. And they found out he is the guy. Well, we're not at that point right now with Trey Lance. And I don't think we're at that point right now with Cooper Rush. So maybe a short-term deal. The only problem with a short-term deal means is you're going to be paying for that more front-wise, unless you're talking about doing more voidable years and putting money in voidable years, figuring, and this could be a way that you do it, putting more money in voidable years and figuring that we're going to draft a young guy to replace him. Oh, man. It's hot. Man. And I am done up here. Thank God. So, if you look at it from the standpoint of saying, okay, we're going to save up our coins, we're going to pay Dak for 2 years, and we're going to start looking to draft a replacement. That way, if you put the money in voidable years with Dak, oh my God, you put the money in voidable years with Dak, and you have a rookie, well, you can pay that money off with Dak while you're on a rookie contract for the next guy. Kind of like what they ended up doing with Tony Romo's money, because we had about $20 million in dead money with Tony Romo while Dak was rookie. And that's the misconception that a lot of people think is, well, they owe Tony Romo so much money for the last 2 years, first 2 years of Dak, that it kept them from getting players. Nah, it was like $9 million and $10 million for those 2 years. That's not what kept the Cowboys from doing anything. Cowboys kept the Cowboys from doing anything. But I just don't understand the mentality of the Dallas Cowboys and their philosophy. I understand with the point of saying maybe we've just screwed up and that these might not be the guys and you don't want to pay them. I get that. I understand that standpoint. But if you're looking to say we're going to start over, then what you would seemingly want to do is say, we're going to do everything we can with this group of guys that we have right now and see what happens. We'll roll the dice and we'll go through. We'll bring in some other players on 1-year deals, all in. Say, we'll go through, you got basically a 1-year deal with some veterans that are studs and say, let's go all in. If it doesn't work, well, you just paid that guy for 1 year and you end up blowing it up. Don't pay Micah, don't pay Dak, don't pay CD. And you fire the coaches and say the new regime is going to be picking everybody. But to say, it's win or else and do nothing to, oh yeah, thank God I'm finished. One of the neighbors there. But yeah, I don't understand what they're doing. Peace.